What if the most epic military force in all of human history, 10,000 years in the future, is still somehow getting its ass kicked? It's completely insane. And right at the heart of it all, 9 loyalist Space Marine legions, genetically engineered super soldiers, living weapons of war. Each one so different from the others, it's wild they're even on the same side. This stuff is one of the greatest pieces of world building in human creative history. The grim-dark future these guys exist in, there is no hope. There is no peace. There's just war, forever. So who are these 9 legendary brothers? Let's break it down. The 9 Loyalist legions, the Dark Angels, the oldest of the Loyalist legions. They're mysterious, they're secretive, and they've got a skeleton in their closet so massive it could fill a cathedral. See, during the heresy, the biggest betrayal in the history of the galaxy, some of their own brothers turned traitor. They call those fallen brothers the Fallen. The Dark Angels have been hunting them ever since. For 10,000 years. That's not dedication. That's a support group that never got closure. These guys are the definition of carrying generational trauma. They won't tell anybody what happened. No officer, nothing to see here. Just ignore the secret underground prison on our flying planet monastery. And the worst part? Every other Space Marine chapter can tell something's off. The Dark Angels will abandon a war zone, mid-battle, allies dying, objectives burning, the second they get a tip on a Fallen's location. No explanation, no apology, just gone. Because apparently 10 millennia of guilt hits different when redemption is always one prisoner away. White Scars, fast, feral, absolutely OP on the battlefield. These brothers are modeled after Mongol-style nomadic warriors. Their Primarch, that's essentially their genetic father and demigod commander, was Jagatai Khan, a man who believed speed was the only answer to every question. They hit hard, they hit fast, they're gone before you knew they were even there. Jagatai Khan is the guy at the gym who does cardio, never skips leg day, and somehow also looks like and his sons inherited every bit of that energy. The White Scars don't siege, they don't wait. Waiting is a moral failing to these guys. Their entire battle doctrine is basically move faster than the enemy can think, strike harder than they can react, and never, ever let anyone pin you down. Commitment issues, but make it tactical. Oh, you want to talk about the Space Wolves? These guys are, and I say this with full love, completely feral. They're Viking berserkers in space. Their Primarch Leman Russ was literally raised by actual wolves on a death world called Fenris. He drank their milk. He ran with the pack. The canon tells us he ate an elk raw before he even met the Emperor. And the Space Wolves didn't drink the Kool-Aid of rigid Imperial doctrine. They've got less faith in bureaucracy than a guy who just spent 6 hours on hold with customer service. Space Wolves are what happens when you let the most powerful warrior you've ever seen also just be a drunk at a bonfire. And somehow, it works. Completely. That's alpha energy right there. Imperial fists, siege masters. The guys who, when everyone else retreats, builds a wall and says, "Come get some." Their Primarch Rogel Dorn once said he'd defend the Emperor's palace with his own bones if he had to. And the crazy thing? He basically did. Whose armor is more scratched and battered than any other legion? The Fists. Because they don't run. They don't break. They don't know how to break. Imperial Fists are that one guy at the office who stays 3 hours after everyone leaves and somehow genuinely enjoys it. Insane. Admirable. Slightly concerning. Blood Angels. Okay, listen. On the surface, they're gorgeous. Beautiful. They make art. Actual paintings. In between genocides. Their Primarch Sanguinius was so angelic, so pure, that even the Emperor loved him most. He was the best of them, and he died for it. But here's the dark twist. His genetic sons, the Blood Angels, inherited something terrible from his death, a psychic curse called the Black Rage. In battle, they can lose their minds completely and relive. Sanguinius dying over and over again while still fighting. Imagine that. Grieving forever while winning. Blood Angels is the most metal thing I've ever heard in my life. Beautiful artists cursed with eternal grief who are also unstoppable killing machines? That's not a Space Marine. That's a concept album, the Iron Hands. If the Blood Angels are all about emotion, the Iron Hands went the exact opposite direction. Their Primarch Ferrus Manus believed flesh was weakness, so his sons started replacing their body parts with machine components. Voluntarily, for fun, essentially. They're cold, calculating, emotionless. They view feelings as a system error. Iron Hands are what a Silicon Valley tech bro would create if he had access to genetic engineering and absolutely no therapy. Flesh is weak. Have you considered just becoming the machine? Bro, see a counselor. The Ultramarines, the poster boys, the face of Warhammer 40,000. And yeah, everyone has opinions about this. Their Primarch Robout Guilliman didn't just win wars. He wrote the book on how to win wars. Literally, the Codex Astartes. Every other chapter follows his rules like scripture. They're disciplined, brilliant, and so good at everything that the fandom has a love-hate relationship with them that I totally understand. And the Ultramarines are that guy in high school who was the quarterback, valedictorian, and homecoming king. And you can't even be mad because he's genuinely just that good. Is it annoying? Absolutely. Is it heresy to say so? Probably. Do I care? No. Now, here is where it gets interesting. The Salamanders. Every other legion, warriors first, people second. The Salamanders, they actually care about the humans they're protecting. In a universe of grimdark horror where most Space Marines treat civilians like chess pieces, the Salamanders go back for them. Their Primarch Vulcan was a craftsman, a man of the people. He walked among them, worked beside them, and built things with his own hands. And that's what makes Salamanders the most quietly radical thing in all of Warhammer lore. In a setting that's defined by suffering and indifference, these guys chose compassion. That's not weakness. That's the hardest thing anyone can do. I genuinely respect it. And last but absolutely not least, the Raven Guard. Black armor, pale skin, red eyes. They are the Spec Ops, the ghosts, the silent blades in the dark. While others charge head-on, the Raven Guard disappear into the shadows and then reappear exactly where you didn't want them. Their Primarch Corvus Corax was himself once a slave. He led a revolution with nothing but wit, darkness, and pure tactical genius. He never forgot what it meant to fight from a position of weakness. Raven Guard are proof that the most dangerous fighter in any room isn't the biggest one. It's the one you didn't notice until it was too late. There's something philosophically beautiful about that. So here's the thing. There's 9 Loyalist legions, and every single one of them is a completely different answer to the same question. What does it mean to be humanity's ultimate protector? The Dark Angels protect a secret. The White Scars protect through speed. The Space Wolves protect through primal fury. The Imperial Fists protect through iron will. The Blood Angels protect through beautiful, cursed grace. The Iron Hands protect by eliminating weakness itself. The Ultramarines protect through perfect doctrine. The Salamanders protect through genuine love. The Raven Guard protect through invisible precision. The reason Warhammer 40,000 has endured for nearly 40 years and built one of the most passionate fandoms on the planet, it's because underneath the giant guns and the alien hordes and the chaos gods, these are stories about identity, about what kind of man or Superman you choose to be. And in a universe where hope is practically illegal, 9 different answers to that question feels like enough to keep fighting. Like and subscribe for more deep dives into the 40K universe.